Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Two Guys and Some Horror. I'm going to leave Clark at his parents' house to hang out with his girlfriend and crazy-ass family while I stay back on campus and get attacked by some strangers. Because we watched Kristy, and you're next. So, I picked these films. I didn't realize how close of a similar theme they were going to have because I forgot that I'd actually seen Kristy a couple years back. So we're going to do Kristy first. It's the bad of the two, but in my opinion, they seem pretty neutral. I completely forgot I had seen this movie. So I'll give you the quick premise or synopsis of Kristy, and then we'll kind of break it apart and walk through the film together a little bit. So basically, it's a college girl who ends up having to stay alone on campus at her college for Thanksgiving weekend, which is why I picked this movie, because it was a Thanksgiving movie. While she's there, she is attacked by some lunatics, and that's basically the premise of the movie. So, Clark, what'd you think, man?
I feel this movie was not made for me at all. I feel this movie was made for late teenagers to early 20s college girls. Definitely didn't fit into that genre or that mix of people at all. I will say that this movie was kind of... They do a good job of making the main character somewhat likable. I didn't hate her. Yeah. I didn't go Yas Queen or anything like that. No. Like they tried to make you do, but it was kind of... They kind of ham-fisted it in there, I feel like. This girl goes to a convenience store borrowing her friend's Beamer because she's alone on Thanksgiving and she's going off Twizzlers and Mr. Pibb or whatever it is she's drinking
from the soda machine, yeah.
So, like, at that point, when she gets in there and she's getting chased, did she not contact the police at all?
She didn't. In the store, in the liquor store or the gas station, she didn't make any attempts.
Not even in her room. There was no cell phone jamming.
No, by the time she got back, cell phone disappeared in the movie. But yet she had it later to call the boyfriend.
Right.
Yeah. Because she does call the cops, but I don't understand why, to your point, I don't understand why she didn't call them sooner. Right. The first person you call under a situation like that is 911.
Right.
That's what we're all trained and what we're taught. But she doesn't. Whatever. What an idiot.
She's uncomfortable. She's alone. She has access to the maintenance guy's home.
Mm-hmm.
She
the caretaker, we can call him.
Yes, that's something she could have done if she didn't want to be alone on Thanksgiving. This guy was alone on Thanksgiving too.
Yeah. The security guards were there.
The security guard was there. She could have just... Well, they were there.
They were there.
Anyhow, these people are essentially hunters, and they're looking to... They find a Kristy to kill.
You are blowing through this movie plot. I love it.
Yeah. Well, it's essentially... I'm just going to go straight through the point here. Like, they're looking for a Kristy. Kristy is a pretty girl with a nice car.
That's basically the criteria. Kristy stands for... Christian follower of God, female, whatever.
Right.
And it's this like religious online cult. They have a website where they all across the U.S. upload their videos and their pictures of all their kills.
Yeah.
And I'm personally like, that's the number one flaw of any serial killer is keeping a digital footmark of the crap that you're doing. Like, why would you do that? Like, I get maybe... you think you're untouchable, but now, especially nowadays, I mean, this movie was made in 2014. By then, you had a serial killer who was literally caught because of a floppy disk that wrote some data on it and tracked back to his house. That's right. How, and I can't remember who it is, but that's how he was caught. So the fact that in 2014, we're still thinking that the dark web is this safe place that you can't be traced or whatever, just seems really silly.
No. Like, well... Potentially, they'll be safe depending on them never having their mediums getting caught. Like the computer they use to edit the videos or post the videos or the camera they use to take it. But that's moving aside from how to do a perfect murder.
But this movie tries to be so edgy, though.
Right.
In that way. Like, they really feel like, kill Kristy, kill God. Like, that's actually, in the beginning of the movie or whatever, they're chanting that. And I just feel like... It's such a big, like, blah, it's just garbage.
It's vomit. They wanted to give a reason for this girl to get chased and just be like, this could happen to you.
It's the worst opening to a film premise probably ever. I would have just rather this been like Hush. It's a lady who tried to get away, disappear into the world because she didn't want to deal with people anymore. She just wanted to get away, and then she's attacked by some stranger assailant. Strangers, same premise. Couple, they got home, they're in a house, bam, strangers attacking them, right? Like, instead, they force this plot on you, and to me, that ruins the beginning of this movie. But I digress, and I feel like the movie gets much better later on. The kills, that kind of stuff, but obviously, the beginning of the movie really chaps my hide.
But the security guard was the best character.
So you're talking about the black guy at the front desk? Or you're talking about the one at the gate?
The main security guard.
Cool, because we never see the one at the gate again.
No, they show him. He's dead.
What? Oh,
you see his body.
I must have missed it.
You see his body. I think it's like either in a car or something. Okay. She just sees his dead body.
Oh, he's the one in the squad car.
Yeah, that's him.
Oh, I thought that was another. I didn't recognize. He didn't look the same to me. It looked like a different guy. Okay. But yeah, no, you're right. He's dead in the car. His gun's missing. She goes in the glove box. What'd she pull out of the glove box?
I don't remember.
Yeah, not important.
All I remember is the swimming pool scene where she's under the water and she needs to breathe. That was the best part of the movie. So there's somebody at the pool looking for her, and she slowly goes on the surface. She's been underwater for a while. She takes a slow, controlled, quiet breath, finds the guy, pulls him in, and drowns the shit out of him. Yeah,
she basically, she's actually in the bleachers at that point because she threw something in the water. He comes running back in or whatever, standing there. She's got her keys out. This is the move that my mother-in-law taught my wife when she's walking in a parking lot late at night alone. Take your keys, put it between your finger, make a fist, and now you've got a weapon. So note to the viewers at home, if you're ever scared in a parking lot, now you've got a weapon. She punches him in the jugular and tackles him at the same time into the water. He bleeds out under, she holds her breath perfectly, and then he's left in the water dead. I have to agree, it's probably the best kill in the movie, I'd say, because the fire isn't that great. We'll get there in a sec. But after she kills that guy, the next kill I thought was actually pretty cool, because she takes the baseball bat now. She looks at it and has that moment of like, I'm a killer. But she is. She's protecting herself, right? Still a killer. But she turns it into like this spiked baseball bat, goes, hides in the showers, and uses a recording of her crying to lure him into the wrong shower stall. And then as he's, slowly trying to find her or whatever,
he's fucking with her and he's just whistling and then tearing it open because he hears the whimpering.
But he's getting all pumped. He stops and does this run for a second and then shakes out his arm and he's got his knife in his hand and he's making sure he's ready to go to kill her. Opens it up, she's not in there, then thinks it's the one behind him. So he opens that one up, she's not there again. She comes out with a baseball bat right to the back of the neck. Perfect spot. Cerebral cortex? I don't know. He's dead. Then she unmasks him, sees that it's a regular guy under there.
Just some dude. Never see him at all. Just some bald guy. Probably works at Walmart. Just a sad life and decided to go killing one day.
Yep.
And you know what? Killed the wrong redhead. Tried to kill the wrong redhead.
And then she wears his clothes.
Yeah, she wears his clothes. Is that where she drives up to the main girl that she contacted, the one that keeps calling her Kristy, even though her name's Janine?
Yes.
Yeah, so she comes up to her and she throws, I don't know what it is.
She does this weird chemical bomb, right?
Yeah. She has some sort of chemical bomb and she just starts throwing it all over her. She's
what is this? the girl, the attacker is like, what is this? And she's like, this is unseen events or whatever. She tries to get all philosophical.
Whatever she says, it doesn't matter because the girl catches on fire and she's immolated.
Yep.
And then after that is when the real cheese starts. My name is no longer Janine. These people are still out there killing Kristies. My name is now Kristy.
And that's the end of the movie.
That's how Kristy begins. Now, the animated series is in post-production. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. Favorite quote of the movie? You got one?
My favorite quote of the movie was my name is no longer Janine. It is now Kristy.
Okay.
It's so
I'm gonna
bad.
one up you, and you're gonna be pissed that I get it because it's the
Alright.
caretaker.
All right.
So he goes outside, fires off the shotgun. He goes, "Now you know I got a shotgun.
Oh yeah, that was pretty stupid.
Now get off my campus." Probably the dumbest move he could have done right there.
Well, and he was just like, "Oh, don't come in." He's like, "What? I'm sorry, I'm pretty stoned right now."
Yeah.
It's like,
That
what?
that
You
poor-
don't announce that.
That poor caretaker. Like I feel like he could have done a much better job of protecting this girl.
Yeah. Poor maintenance guy.
All right, give me the rating. Would you tell people to watch it? Would you not? Give it to me. Lay it on me.
This movie's so basic. I don't like it. I'm just gonna say I don't like it.
Okay.
It's not for me.
Okay. The goal here was to watch a bad movie, and
Yeah.
I think that you agree that we did.
I don't get the cover. The random girl on the right, she's just kind of there. And then you see actually Kristy. Like, I don't know. It's not worth it.
I like it. I like your opinion, and I appreciate your opinion and how willing you are to completely tell me when a movie's bad. I love it. So basically, we're gonna go ahead and move on to my good pick, which is your next. And we're gonna get to hear Clark shit all over one of my favorite movies now.
All right.
Because I have a feeling, based on our conversation, that you don't like this movie.
This is Rambo. This movie is Rambo. Only your military expert is now a female character. And instead of Rambo like fighting against police officers, Rambo is fighting to keep himself alive in a house full of her boyfriend's family, who she tries to keep alive throughout the first portion of the film. Now, I just want to say that I told you this already, but the character that plays her romantic interest, he looks a lot like me.
Crispin?
If that's his name.
That is his name.
Yeah, he looks way too much like me for me to really like the character. He got on my nerves. He's a little bit too pretentious, and his brother's just a total douche.
Both of them, yeah.
Well, I would say his brother's the worst, but...
No, he has two brothers, so there's three of them.
Well, yeah, but...
Both of them are douches. But you're talking about the rich bastard.
I'm talking about the rich cock. Yeah. Not the younger brother who's just kind of the... I felt like he was more
He's a douche in a different way.
He was more of the fuck-up of the family.
Yeah.
He was just kind of there. And then there's the daughter who's the favorite. Like, she just can't do any wrong.
No. And she marries that indie movie developer, or
They're dating him, and then the douchey brother's just making fun of him the whole time, spitting on him.
So quick premise. I think I missed that. Basically, Crispin and Aaron, boyfriend and girlfriend. He was a professor. She was a student. They started dating. He's bringing her home for a family. It says wedding anniversary getaway, but I don't remember them ever clarifying why they're there. But it's basically a family get together at their cabin. It's a family dinner, big get together, and they get attacked by masked assailants. So that's your premise. Very easy to understand. Nothing hard to dissect here, and nothing overblown.
No.
Not like Kristy. But family dinner, that's why I chose it. Kind of a Thanksgiving-esque film, very fall-ish.
You're in the same location the entire film. There's no real new characters introduced after a certain point. You know who everyone is. This isn't one of those films that's going to kind of go, here's a twist that you never expected. Everything that happens you can kind of surmise if you're just paying attention and you're just going, okay, where's this person, what's going on here, what's going on in the background, how many bad guys are there, blah, blah, blah.
With that being said, let's walk through it.
Yeah.
Let's take our glasses off. Let's hard nose to the paper, and let's walk through this and see if people, before we get to the spoiler, can figure out what the spoiler is going to be.
Right.
So we're at dinner. We're having a nice dinner. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, an arrow comes flying through the room.
And hits our filmmaker right in the
square in the forehead.
Poor guy's gone. He's out. And then the family's all running out of there trying to stay alive. From there, you have, I don't remember everyone exactly where.
Rich brother gets hit in the back with an arrow.
Rich brother
because they
does
didn't
get
leave
hit
the
in
room
back.
right away or get away from the windows or anything. Like they're just all in panic.
Right, he got hit, and then the Rambo picks up her chair and just runs across, catches an arrow with her chair because she's a badass.
Yep.
And then I don't remember what happens to Crispian or whatever her boyfriend's name is.
He basically bails onto the ground like a little chicken shit.
Well, whatever happens to him doesn't matter because you're caught up with this badass woman who's like, all right, don't take the arrow out, you idiot. Leave it in.
Yep.
What does he do later on?
He takes it out.
What happens right after he takes it out?
He bleeds out.
He passes out.
He passes out from the pain, most likely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did he? He didn't bleed out. I want to bring that.
He did not bleed out.
They saved his ass. Like, they brought him back inside. She said,
Yep.
put pressure on this. All right, this fucking moron. Anyhow, people are dying. The mom's left in the room upstairs where...
Oh, no. Don't skip it. Don't skip it.
What?
Okay, so they tell the runner, it's the rich guy's... Is it the dog? Is it the sister?
It's the favorite child.
It's the
They're
favorite
like,
child.
We want you to run
You're the track runner in school. You're the fastest out of all of us. You can make it somewhere to get help, right? Little does
run
everyone
as fast
know.
as you can.
Little does everyone know. Remember the neighbor's house? They had already killed him the night before.
Right.
Him and the hot chick, right? And they smeared all over the "You're next" all over the glass.
Yeah.
Anyways, probably one of my favorite openings to a movie. I think it's very, very classy. I've got a pitch. Remind me at the end of this episode, we're gonna do a pitch. I'm gonna pitch you the opening to a horror film. Okay. All right. So they tell her run as fast as you can. They're gonna open the door the moment that she gets to the door, right? So she just hauls ass to the door. They open the door.
Tripwire.
They got a tripwire at neck level. Perfect for her neck size. Not the tall guy, not the shorter one. Perfect for her head size.
As if they predicted this would happen.
So it hits her right across the neck, bam, and basically almost decapitates her.
She's dead.
She's dead.
She's gone. She's gone. Her boyfriend and her are gone. The first two characters out. Mom's like, I can't handle this shit. Goes in a room and she just starts crying.
Yep.
I can't recall all the events in order.
That's okay.
It's not my brain works,
but she gets got. The mom goes upstairs.
Mom goes upstairs.
Creepy
Everybody's separate from
guy.
the mom. One of the killers is in the house. Like, they know this because they go upstairs and they find the mom dead.
Yep.
So Rambo's fortifying, the defenses. She's boarding up walls. She's boarding up doors. And at this point, you see one of the brothers of Crispian, wherever that jackass went off to, talking to the father, I believe.
Yeah.
At this point. And it's revealed, spoilers, heavy spoilers, all the way coming in, that he just wanted the money, from his inheritance.
Yeah.
Because his dad's got money. So he stabs his dad. Am I correct? He stabs him, or does he slit his throat?
The other guy slits his throat. The killer who killed the mom.
Right.
Because the dad realizes that this is premeditated.
Right.
Basically, someone's been planning something. And the reason why he figures that out is because where the sheep guy who killed the mom was hiding, there was a jar of piss. The guy's been living in there for a couple days now and was peeing in that jar so he didn't have to leave the room. So all that gets figured out. Then the dad comes up. He's yelling at the son. He's like, hey, I figured this out. This is premeditated or whatever. The dad gets his throat slit right in front of the kid. And then the kid gets all pissed off, if you remember right.
That's right. They have a conversation. That's why he's just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yep.
And he's giving the guy orders, pissing off the killers and everything. It's basically that you're so angry that they're going to betray you now because you just crossed a line that you should not have crossed.
Yep.
So essentially, now you have, I believe there are 3 killers, including the brother. Well, 4 killers, including the brother.
Aubrey is the girlfriend.
His girlfriend.
Yep.
Who, no, whatever. The guy in the sheep's mask, and then the guy who climbs inside through the window and steps on top of a nail.
Yeah.
Because he's an idiot, and Rambo set up some pretty good traps, and they could have told him beforehand, hey,
so just to be fair, you're not making fun of this movie calling her Rambo. No. You actually feel like she is badass enough to give her the monogram of Rambo.
She's Rambo.
There you go.
I'm not making fun of her at all. Like, she's the strongest character in the film.
Her background, the reason why she is so badass is because her dad made them move out, into some weird end of the world kind of society where they trained them, the whole populace there, trained them on how to do that kind of stuff.
Right.
So basically, she's been ingrained from childhood survivalist. So she's got all these tips and tricks, like Rambo,
right,
that she gets to use. And I agree. I feel like she is the most badass character in this movie and in a lot of horror films. This is not your typical survivor girl. This is not someone who's going to run and hide in a closet and let Michael Myers come find them because they're quivering and screaming in fear. This is a chick who's going to stand up, stand her ground, and kick some ass. And that's what we get. So the dude walks through the window, steps on the nail, and starts screaming. Right? He's like,
he fucking yells out, and they run in, and like you have the 4 killers. Is it 4 or 5? I don't remember at this point, but they get in together. I think one of the killers is dead, so it's 4 at this point. And they have a conversation, blah blah blah. Oh, we're pissed at you. Okay, I'll give you more money. Please don't hurt me. You guys being a dick to the killers.
Yep.
Shouldn't do that.
That's my brother. Oh, I'm sorry. Shit, man. That was your brother? I didn't know that was your brother. I knew you guys served together. You remember that part?
He stabs his brother.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about that guy. Sorry. So in the kitchen, when the guy steps on the nail, Aaron's character, Rambo, she kills that guy.
Right.
But then later on, one of the other masked killers comes in and finds the guy laying on the ground. It was his brother. So you're talking about when the brother kills the rich brother.
Yeah.
So before he gets got, he goes to walk outside. Do you remember when he gets the arrow in his back, hits the tripwire?
Right.
And he goes, ugh! So there's subtle bits of humor throughout this movie, by the way. If you watch it again and again and again, like I have, that you'll pick up on. But it's like little things like that just make me laugh now because I've already seen the movie. I understand what's going on. But now I can take those moments and be like, okay, that's pretty damn funny. He's just, that guy, I don't like him. I don't like his character. And when he gets hurt like that, because he wasn't listening, it makes me chuckle. So Crispin had ran off. He's hiding or whatever. He, the douchebag brother with the arrow in his back, goes down into the basement, finds the younger brother who killed the dad, who was there for the dad killing.
Right.
And then they get into an argument because the rich guy didn't know his wife got killed.
Right.
He tells him, "Oh, you didn't know. I didn't want you to find out like this."
Oh no, he was fucking with him. He was doing that on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
He hates his brother. You can tell. So he's like, all right, and then he kills his brother.
He ends up killing the rich douchebag brother. Yeah.
He wanted to kill him.
So I wish we had all their names because I feel like we're not doing enough justice. But Crispin is Aaron's boyfriend. He's the one who ran out. He's the fat one. Is it Drake? Is like the bad brother? And then it's.
Are we sure it's so? I don't know.
That's okay. We're gonna do a quick check.
No, that's.
This is the rich douchebag brother.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the one that gets the arrow in the back.
Yeah.
So he is Drake. He's the one who just got. But the brother who kills him, is it Tariq?
No, that's
the indie film.
That's the indie film, dude.
Yeah. Okay. Those are the masks. It's not that guy. That's the drunk guy who gets killed at the very beginning.
That guy.
So it's got to be.
You think it's Felix?
Yeah, it's Felix. Yep, you're right.
It was.
So Felix is already. We already understand. Felix is in on the plot. He's got all the masked assailants to kill everybody. There are 3 of them. There's Lamb, Tiger, and Fox.
Right.
And then, so basically, Felix is downstairs giving Drake shit. Kills Drake. Now nobody else knows that this has happened yet, right?
Right.
So then Felix comes back upstairs at this point.
Okay. And
walks in on, I think it's Tiger or Fox, finds Lamb dead. It's Tiger, Simon. I remember that guy's face. So he finds Tiger or whatever over the guy's body. And the guy, basically, he's like, fuck it, it's your brother, who cares or whatever. Because he just killed his brother. And the guy's like, I actually liked my brother. So these killers, they're ex-military. And even though they're ex-military, they still understand that brothers shouldn't fight and hate each other.
Right.
It's a very funny kind of, I don't even know what to call it at that moment. But, so he's like, listen, I liked my brother. I will kill you right now. Like, he's got Felix basically in his grips ready to kill him. And that's when Felix starts quivering and pissing himself. And he's like, hey, I'll pay you whatever you want. I'll give you more money for my inheritance. Once we get rid of everyone, I'll get my inheritance in a couple months, and I'll send you all this money or whatever. I thought that was a very funny turn of events because she got one of the brothers. They end up getting more money.
And, so everybody in this film, except for Crispin at this point, has been found. We don't know where he is. And as a member of the audience, the expectation is that you'll kind of forget. But in the back of my head, I was like, where is this douche?
Where's Crispin? Yeah.
Where is this douche?
Why is he hiding?
Yeah. And
where's my lookalike?
So this is where Rambo takes over, and she essentially ends everyone. And once the last of the main known characters are gone, and if there's anything else you want to interject with before I go into the massive spoilers.
I think watching it to see all the kills and everything into more detail, that would be way better than me trying to explain it all. If you listen to this episode right now, this movie is free to watch on IMDb. So
also on Tubi.
On Tubi as well.
Yeah,
nice.
So Crispin walks in through the window.
Well, he calls. Sorry. So
he calls.
Yeah, so he's talking. Someone answers the phone he calls. I believe it's Felix is who he calls, right? And he's like, hey, are you guys done yet? Did you kill everyone yet? And then
she hears it.
And she's the one on the other line, and she heard him basically admit to being a part of this with Felix. So it was these two brothers.
And she's like, where's my brother? And she's like, he's dead. You're all part of this? And she's in shock.
And what does he try to do to soothe her?
He tries to say, hey, you were supposed to be the girl, the witness. You weren't supposed to die. And I believe him. I believe what he's saying. Like, we didn't know you were so good at killing. And then
listen, Felix's girlfriend, right? She could not have been the trustworthy one.
No.
She looked like a goth. Like, they gave her this look, and this character...
Barbara Crampton.
...is basically like, she's a bad girl.
Okay.
Aubrey's character. She's a bad girl. She can't be trusted. They'll never believe her story. We'll use Aaron as the honest one that would keep us
like just
out
a
of
bunch
trouble.
of people killing everyone, and then they left. Anyhow, she cuts him in the throat. She garrotes him. Is that how you... Garrotes? I don't know. Anyhow, she uses a spike, and she makes him bleed out, and a police officer sees her, shoots her, opens the front door, and she's like, don't open the door because... Rambo trap. Axe to the head.
Axe splits his head right down the middle.
And that's the ending.
And then you get the splash of blood, you're next.
Right.
And roll credits.
So, does Aaron survive? That's the real question.
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, I hope she did. She's
Yeah.
badass. And if she's Rambo, she survived, and First Blood will be out in a couple years.
It's a 100% a Rambo film. Like, if you want to watch a Rambo film with a female lead, this is it. There's no other choice, really.
All right, so give me your real opinion rating. I want a rating from you, and would you ask others to watch this?
I give this like a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
It's not bad. It's not good. I felt like it's just not something I really want to watch. It's not the kind of movie I go in and say, well, I really want to watch a bunch of people hunt down someone else, and then it turns out to be there's a plot twist here. All right.
Dude,
there's a plot twist
the first time
here.
I watched this movie, I loved that plot twist.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. Now that I've seen it, though, like 10 or 12 times, I'm no longer paying attention to the plot twist. I'm looking for other little funny things that happen.
I get that.
I agree with you. It definitely is it's lost its luster, I'd say, since the first time I ever watched it. But then again, like when I first watched this back in 2011, my friends were raving about it. And they're like, this indie film, you got to see it. It won all these awards at this place and this place. And it's flat out amazing. And I watched it for the first time, and it blew my mind because of the twist. But I also wasn't watching it with like super heavy review kind of eye set. Now I've seen it that way. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. It's nothing amazing, but it's definitely one of my favorite films.
That's a good point. I didn't think about it. It is the first of the this kind of genre of people just getting killed by mass killers for no real reason, like Hush. I saw Hush way before this, and yeah.
You're a fan of Hush?
I thought it was okay. It was it's a bit scarier because the lady's deaf and she can't hear, and the killer is like just fucking with her.
Deaf and mute?
Yeah, she might be mute.
Because I don't think she can actually talk to the neighbor. She has to sign to her, right?
Right, I think so.
Yeah, I think she's deaf and mute, and she's an author, a writer, which is pretty cool. But she wasn't always deaf. She became deaf. Anyways, we're not going to get too far down into that movie because we'll be here for another hour.
Right.
So,
Anyhow.
I liked it. Obviously, I liked it. I'm glad you didn't completely hate it. I was definitely more... I was thinking you were going to have way more of a like, rip it apart kind of a feel. But no, I mean, it seems like you enjoyed watching it to a point.
Well, you gotta... Suspension of belief is there for this film. Like, they did a good job. I can't throw shade at anything aside from not really having a good time. That's on me. You can't really blame the movie for that.
No, you didn't like the main guy right off the bat.
No, I didn't like the main character. The only likable character was... There were two likable characters. One was the mom, potentially the sister who died very early. So, like, they kind of killed off the likable characters and then kept the most likable one alive.
Yeah.
Until the
Survivor
very end.
girl. And you could tell it was well, we don't really know, do we? I give it that credit at least, because I didn't think about that the past 12 times I've watched this movie. Is like, did she survive or not? I'm just like, well, of course she did. Why wouldn't she? Well, that's your next, and Kristy. Basically, we liked both of them ish. Wait, did you rate Kristy? That's gonna be like a 5 or a 4 for you, right?
It was like a 3 or 4.
Okay.
I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
That one I could definitely shit on. It was not a good movie. They didn't know what they were doing. They just kind of threw something out there and said, hey, this scary thing can happen. Anyhow.
That's more like it.
Social media time, folks.
Hey, follow us, like us, subscribe, do whatever you got to do to keep in touch with us.
That is the number 2
Guys
horror
pod at Twitter
and Instagram.
Man,
this was not planned.
that was not planned. That was on the fly. I like it. But to reiterate, the number 2 guys horror pod. It's on Twitter and Instagram. You can also email us on Gmail at 2guysandsamehorror@gmail.com.
Throw us a like, maybe send a comment our way. Tell us what you want us to watch. We'll take a look at it. We're gonna look at our list here for January, and we could use a couple good films here and there. Right now, also you could listen to us. Check us out on Anchor. That's 2 Guys and Some Horror, the full name of the podcast. You'll see that we are available on Spotify, iTunes, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, and potentially more along the way. We don't know.
Yeah, they're adding new ones all the time.
Expect more bonus episodes from us, by the way. We're still going on our Shining...
Adventure?
Adventure, yeah, why not?
So I'm reading Dr. Sleep right now.
Yes.
Just so that way I can round out our last bonus episode for Dr. Sleep.
Right.
I previously read The Shining.
Right.
So the idea here is that we're going to do 2 more bonus episodes within the next month or 2.
Right.
We're going to do The Shining, the Stanley Kubrick film.
Right.
And then we're also going to do the miniseries.
Right.
Who directed that? Do we know who directed that?
I don't know off the top of my
That's
head,
gonna be
but
fun.
I'm interested because one of the main characters of Wings plays the father, and it's not a bad adaptation of the book. I would say. I think you might agree with me there. I think some of the acting's not so great.
I can't wait. That's like 6 hours though that we're gonna have to devote just to watching it, watching The Shining, and then we'll get it all figured out. But look for it. Keep your eyes out. Keep your ears out. And as always, please send us feedback. We appreciate you guys listening, and we hope we can provide more and more things that you guys want to hear about. So we love you, and until next time, peace out.
Bye, Felicias.